So now we have learned about the basics of the prototype. So how the prototypes behaves and how the prototype chaining works here, we have seen it. I have shown you with an example comparison also. I have shown you when it will become true and when it will become false. Now let's try to see another concept that is nothing but a constructor function. So constructor function is also one of the things. So for example, let's say that we are having a function get text. So here I will try to do the console.log of this. So if I try to do console.log of get text, so I am trying to use this. If I try to use this, we are able to get such a long, huge one. We are able to get such a huge object here. So this one is none other than a window object actually. So this is a window object. Okay, this is a window object. So that means whenever I use this here inside this one, so this refers to the global variable. So that is global variable is nothing but a window. So this browser is a window, right? JavaScript when executes in the browser, so it will have some special global properties available to itself. That is nothing. One of them is the window property. So window object, sorry, not property. You should not say it as a property. Window object. So window object will be available globally in the browser. So we are able to get this here. Now the constructor function, right? So the constructor function. Now I want to use something like text. So I have a function text. So now text is there. So constructor function. So in order to convert this function to a constructor function, or otherwise example, I will try to show you in a different way. Here we'll try to see. For example, I'm having this function, right? Function of this. So here, let's say that I have var name is equal to Leela. Okay. Oh, sorry. I have var name is equal to Leela. In this function I am trying to do. And in this one only, what I will try to do, or otherwise we'll try to do it here only. I am having var name is equal to Leela. And here I will be having another one that is nothing but var uppercase. Okay, uppercase. I will try to convert it to uppercase or something like this, or otherwise welcome reach, something like this. I will try to use it. So now what I will try to what I will do here, so this one is equal to, it's a function. So this one is a function. In this one is a function, and here I can write in a such a way that console.log hello. I will try to do it. So console.log hello. Now whenever I call this one, so for example, let's say that get text or something like this, if I try to use it, or otherwise here also I can use something like name also I can use it. So get text is equal to, I will call this text method. So I got it. Okay, I got it, this one. So let's try to do the console.log of get text. I will try to do console.log of get text. If I try to see the output, it is this one, where get text. Okay, so let's try to see. So this is the text, right? So we are having this text thing. So let's try to get text. We are having these all things. So we need to return these all things, right? So var name is equal to Leela and welcome greet. These all things we are having. Or otherwise, what I will try to do is var name is equal to, I will try to say object is equal to like this, and in this object we are having object dot name, and in this one object dot welcome greet. So we are having it like this. What is happening here? Missing semicolon. Where I missed it? Semicolon. Let's try to keep it. So here I will be returning object. So I am returning an object here. Where I have missed it? This one. Okay, so I need to I should not use this var again. So this is the thing which I am returning an object. So in this one get text, so we will get an object. So let's try to see that what is that get text we will be having. So if I try to see the output, so we are able to see, okay. So we are able to see the object notation. So that is nothing but name and welcome greet. We are able to get it. Now if I want to call this welcome greet function, okay, I will call this welcome greet. Now I will be able to get the output, something like welcome something. Okay, here we are getting welcome greet. So this one, so actually this JSBin it is taking. So when I call this object get text here, this one, so we are able to get text dot welcome greet. So we will be able to get this will execute. For example, if I try to take another one, let's say that I will take where I try to copy this one all and I will paste it in this console, we'll be able to get it. So this is a thing. So now if I try to call text dot welcome greet, okay, we are able to get hello. Okay, so name is not there, so I need to call object dot name. So I have forgotten, I have kept it name only. Leave it, let's leave it. So you understood the scenario, right? If you want, we can also change it. So here it should be object dot name. So we'll try to keep it like this only. Let's try to leave it. We need to understand the scenario. And if I try to see hello Leela, we got it. Now what I want to do here this time, so I will have, let's say that where Leela is equal to, I will call this text. So I am calling that function. So now if I call Leela dot welcome greet means I will get an hello. Fine, perfect, nice. So Leela has that function details, that object details, all it is having. Now I have another person with the name Krishna or something like this. I am calling the same thing. So what I can say, the same thing is nothing but text only, right? This method only, right? Which we have used it. So now if I try to check Krishna dot welcome greet also, this also does the same thing only. So now Krishna and Leela has the same thing. Name and Leela, name and name, this one. Both are having the same thing. If I try to check Leela is equal to Krishna means, so both of them are coming from the same object, right? So but these two are false. So that means Leela is a separate object and Krishna is a separate object. Here if you try to see in the JSBin, so we are trying to share the same object. We have created a new variables, that is nothing but Leela, and here let's try to use this object dot name. Try to understand this one. So I am trying to call this one and I am calling this Krishna only, same thing. Okay, so we are having the same thing. And if I try to call Leela dot welcome greet or this one Krishna dot welcome greet, both are having the same thing. So both are having the same thing only. For example, this welcome greet is there. So both will be having the same thing only. So if I try to execute this one, so both are getting the same thing, but this Leela and Krishna are both are not equal. So they are having a separate memory. Let's say that this object dot welcome greet. So this welcome greet method is there, right? This should be common. This is common for everyone. So let's say that this is common for everyone. For everyone means whoever is creating this function. So this welcome greet should be common. Why? Because they should not create a separate memory location. Why? Because the same function is having a separate memory locations for that one. This should not happen. This should be stored in one memory location so that whoever are creating from this one, so they can have access to these all welcome greet or whatever the methods we are having, they can all have access to this one. So for those type of creations, so functions has a special thing in the JavaScript. Those are nothing but a constructor function. So now here, let's say that, so let's try to remove these all things. Okay, so function text. So when I try to use this dot name is equal to Leela, I will try to use this dot name is equal to Leela. Hey, where is that one gone? Yeah. Okay, so here I can use this dot name is equal to Leela. So here when I don't mention anything, this refers to the window objects. We have already seen that one. And here I will try to use, so up to here it is finished. So this dot name is equal to Leela. Now when I try to use where Leela is equal to new text, or otherwise we'll try to give it as an, otherwise we'll try to have new person. So new person, I am creating I am using here a new operator. Okay, immediately when I use a new operator to this function, automatically this one will convert it into a constructor function. Constructor function means what it will try to do is it will create an object for this one automatically. Okay, and this object and all those things will be happening. So previously how we have did it, all those things it will happen, and it will return this object. Okay, and it will return this object. So what we have did earlier. So these are all the things when you create this new operator, and this will become automatically, this will be converted into a local variable. Okay, so here this, instead of referring to a window object, this will create a local object in this function, and all those things which are using this dot name and all those things will be assigned to the local object, and automatically that this will be written here. Okay, this will be written here. There is no need for us to return this when you use this new operator. Now if I try to use the same thing, let's try to see it in this one. So now when I try to use the same thing, so Leela, if I try to use this Leela, now here we are able to get prototype, this person, and name is equal to Leela. We are getting a new object. Okay, when you use this new operator, this will be referring to a new object. So new object will be created, whatever the variables you are creating in the this. So these all the things will be added here, and you will be having a prototype here. And this prototype is nothing but refers to the main prototype, this person prototype, not to the object prototype, this function prototype. And this function prototype again refers to the object, so which has these all the things. Now what I want to do here, now I have a where Krishna is equal to new person. So two of them are having, so Leela and Krishna. So these two things, if I try to take it, so both will have the same thing. So Leela will have person Leela, and Krishna will also have a person name Leela. Okay, fine. So these two will be different. So we can change the names by passing the arguments to this one. For example, let's say that if I want to pass the argument, here I can pass a name, and here I can use the name, and here we will pass this one. So for this guy it should be Leela, and for this guy this should be Krishna. Okay, so both will be having independent. So this one will be a independent only. Now here let's try to take this one. Here if I try to paste it, and Leela will have a person with name Leela, and Krishna have a person with name Krishna. So both are different. But I want to have a one function which should be common to these two things. That should be common to this person only, not should be available to every object. If I want to available to every object means I need to add it in the object.prototype. So it should not happen like that. It should be available to only to the person. So then what I can do is person.prototype.welcome. So I can use welcome, and I can use the function, and in this one I can use console.log hello. Okay, so that's it. Now if I try to use Leela is there, right? Dot welcome. If I try to use that welcome, so for this one also it will work. Hello is able to output. And for Krishna also, if I try to use this Krishna dot welcome, then also it will work. Okay, so I made it available to the person prototype in such a way that whoever is created, whoever the object is created with a Leela, with this person, they are able to access this one. Now for example, if I want to check this Leela means, so this one will have a prototype, that is nothing but this one is person's prototype, and this one will have a welcome function which will be available only to the particular person, and this is the object prototype which will be available. This hello will be available to all of the object, whatever the object I have created. So now I can have another one also, person.prototype.greet. Greet is equal to function. So I can also use this here in this one. So this means nothing but I can say hello this dot name. So this refers to the present person. So Leela means this dot name is Leela, it will come. So Krishna means Krishna, it will come. If I try to press enter, if I try to use Leela.greet, it will tell you hello Leela. Whereas for the Krishna, if I try to greet means, so it will try to tell you hello Krishna. This is how actually the arrays also will work. So Leela.greet. So for example, if I am trying to do 1, 2, 3 means, so this one it is having a new array. Actually this one is created with a new array. New array means nothing but new person. So we are having a new person, right? So we have created our own thing. So like this, it has been name is undefined. So we need to pass a name. So here we will pass some values into this one. Okay. So like this, we will be passing like the values. Now So for this one, we'll have some own prototypes here. In the same scenario, for person also, we have created our own prototypes, greet and welcome. So like this, every copy within centuries is like this we have created. And in return, this one will have extend to an object which will be available for all of them. So here also it will be available. So we have created in a such a way array and all those things. So for example, array, it will be having, other than this array, what we can say, string also you can have str is equal to Leela. Let's try to see the str. Okay, str is a different thing. So we'll try to, these are primitive data types, right? So which will extend to the object, we need to check it. Date operator, where date is equal to new date. So date, if I try to check, this one, how to check these all things? Date dot to string or what? Date dot prototype. We'll try to check directly prototype. If you try to type the prototype, sorry, underscore proto, you will get these all things. So if you try to check the prototype, this is a constructor function. We are able to see it, and this constructor function has some methods. These are all date methods which are having, and for this one again it will extend to another one that is nothing but object. So the same thing, again you will be having access to the hello function. So now if I try to check here, date dot hello means it will work actually. So it will work automatically. Why? Because we have made it to the global object. So this is about the constructor functions. This is also one of the major important. So this is the difference between a object prototypes and also with a constructor function. So these are the prototypes concept in the JavaScript. So this is all about these all constructor, creating a prototype through the constructor function, or creating something like a normal object also. It's very important. So this is all about the prototypes and the prototype chaining, constructor function, prototypes. This is all the concept actually.